Hello everyone, back with me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome back to our channel where we hear fascinating stories of our saints. For this episode, let's go back in time to 1899 Nałojowa, Poland, to meet our saint-to-be. She was a Polish Dominican sister, known as Mother of Orphans and the Angel of Stutthof. Blessed Sister Julia Stanislawa was born on the 16th of March, 1899, in Nałojowa, a town near Nowosech. She was baptized and given the names Stanislawa Marta Josepha. Her father was an organist. He also worked in a savings bank and in the district office. There were 4 other children in the family. When Stanislawa was 8 years old, her mother died, and 2 years later, her father. After her parents' death, the Dominican sisters from a nearby convent run by Sister Stanislawa Lenner took care of her. There, she finished school, and then she started her studies in the Teachers' College, which she was unable to complete because she began her religious formation in Vilaz. On the 3rd of August 1917, she assumed the habit together with a new name, Maria Julia. On the 4th of September 1918, she continued her studies in the Holy Family Teachers' College in Krakow, from which she graduated in May 1919. After having completed her studies, Sister Julia Rodzinska began to work as a teacher, mainly among orphan children. She made her monastic vows on the 5th of August 1924. She then continued her education, and in 1925 to 1926, she completed an advanced teacher's course, and at the age of 27, she was named the director of the State Primary School of Our Lady of the Gate of Dawn in Vilnius. Sister Julia was not strong physically, suffering from a very serious stomach disorder, which meant she had to undergo a difficult operation in 1937. After the Soviet army occupied Vilnius, the situation of the Dominican sisters was put into jeopardy. In September 1940, the sisters who worked as teachers were dismissed from work. At first, they tried to work as technical personnel, but finally in 1941, the Home for Orphans was removed from their authority and placed under that of Lithuanian authorities, and Sister Julia left the home forever. The schooling work done by the Dominican sisters since 1922 was terminated. The Dominicans did not leave Vilnius. Together with Sister Julia, they stayed on Parkour Street and in the convent of the Nuns of Visitation on Rasa Street. In these conditions, Sister Julia continued to teach in secret, also during the German occupation, until she was arrested in 1943. On the 12th of July, 1943, Sister Julia was arrested by the Gestapo on a charge of political activity in collaboration with the Polish partisans. She was imprisoned in Vilnius, and for almost a year she was kept in an isolation cell. Then she was transported to the disciplinary camp, but soon she was evacuated together with other prisoners to Stutthof concentration camp. She arrived there on the 9th of July 1944 and was given number 40,992. Together, with a group of women from the Vilnius intelligence, she was assigned to block number 27 in the Jewish camp. The conditions were indescribable. Filth, vermin, overcrowding in the barracks. 3 or 4 women slept on one bed on a 3-story bunk bed. Low-calorie food rations given out in extreme conditions, unbearable physical work, limited access to water, lack of hygienic products, necessity to satisfy one's bodily needs in public. These are only some of the elements of the indirect extermination used in the camp. An additional torment was the inhumane treatment carried out by the prisoners who were assigned as wardens, mainly German criminals and SS men. In these conditions, Sister Julia did not lose her hope for survival. She shared her hope and spiritual strength with other prisoners. In the camp, it had a special meaning because the inhumane treatment distorted the prisoners' minds and changed the moral norms of many of them. In the barrack, where mostly Jews lived, Sister Julia organized and led the prayers. She organized secret prayer groups and even made rosary beads out of bread. She also constantly reminded the prisoners about the religious values. Religious observances were strictly prohibited and punished in the camp. Therefore, this was one of the forms of moral resistance of the prisoners to what was happening in the camp. Sister Julia was never guided by nationality or religion in her way of helping others. She was kind to all the needful. She was known as the one who consoled and encouraged all the adrift and miserable. She knew that one prisoner whose wife was living in the Jewish camp was about to commit suicide. She sent him notes until he assured her that he wouldn't take his life. According to the testimony of this prisoner, He survived the camp thanks to Sister Julia, who awakened his hope for survival and overcame the fear of the life in the camp. In November 1944, a typhus epidemic devastated the camp. The illness spread mainly among the prisoners in the Jewish part of the camp. The authorities of KL Stutthof isolated the Jewish camp from the rest of the compound and left the women without any help. Risking her own life, Sister Julia Rodzinska undertook the task of helping the Jews from Block 30, who were dying alone. When the majority avoided this death block fearing the infection, Sister Julia took a decision that meant the acceptance of death among those who she helped. She organized water to drink, dressings and medicines that were available in the camp. She served the needful even when she got infected with typhus and was suffering from serious illness. The Dominican sister, Julia Rodzinska, died on the 20th of February 1945 in block number 27. Her body was burnt on a pyre. An amazing testimony about the heroic conduct and the martyrs. A death of Sister Julia has been written and declared by Eva Hoff, a prisoner of KL Stutthof, a German Jewess, who survived the marine evacuation and after the war settled in Sweden. There she gave an oral and written account of the life and the circumstances of the death of Sister Julia in KL Stutthof. The account has been confirmed by other prisoners of KL Stutthof and Father Franciszek Grucha, who heard Sister Julia's confessions and gave her communion. On the 13th of June, 1999, during his pilgrimage to Poland, the Holy Father John Paul II beatified 108 martyrs of World War II. Sister Julia Rodzinska, the Dominican nun, was among them. On the 12th of June 2006, the primary school in Nawojoa has been named after Blessed Sister Julia Rodzinska. So friends, what can we learn from the life of Blessed Julia Stanislawa Rodzinska? Blessed Julia Stanislawa Rodzinska's life is a masterclass in resilience and universal love. From her, we can learn how to remain human and holy, even when the world around us has lost its mind. Number 1. We can learn that love has no borders. In a concentration camp designed to turn people against each other, Julia ignored the divisions of religion and nationality. She risked her life to nurse Jewish prisoners during a typhus outbreak, proving that true charity doesn't ask for an ID card. She teaches us that our neighbor is anyone in need, regardless of their background or beliefs. Number 2, we can learn that dignity is internal. Julia spent a year in a cell so small she couldn't stand or lie down, yet she emerged without bitterness. She showed that while others can imprison your body, they cannot imprison your spirit or your kindness. We learn that our internal peace depends on our connection to God, not our external comfort. Number 3, the apostolate of the small note. One of her most famous acts was secretly passing notes of encouragement to a man on the verge of suicide in the camp. You don't need a pulpit to save a life. Sometimes a simple word of hope or a small gesture of acknowledgement is the miracle someone else is praying for. Number 4, radical empathy, the angel of the death block. While others fled the death block out of fear of contagion, Julia walked into it. She reminds us that the greatest fear isn't death, but dying alone and unloved. She teaches us to be there for people in their darkest moments, even when it's inconvenient or risky. And lastly, we can learn about prayer as bread. In Stutthof, Julia famously made rosaries out of scraps of bread to help fellow prisoners pray. She teaches us that when we are deprived of everything, prayer becomes our true sustenance. She shows that we can find the tools for spiritual life anywhere if we are creative and committed. On her feast day, we might ask ourselves, is there someone outside my circle that I can show kindness to today? Or am I using my words to build others up or to tear them down? Let's end our session today with a prayer inspired by the life of Blessed Julia Rodzinska. O Blessed Julia, Angel of Stutthof and Mother of Orphans, you who turned a prison cell into a sanctuary of prayer, help us to find God in our own moments of darkness. You who shared your bread with the hungry and risked your life to comfort the sick and the dying, grant us a heart that knows no borders. Teach us to see the dignity of every person, especially those forgotten or abandoned by the world. Give us your courage to speak words of hope to the despairing and to be a presence of peace when others are consumed by fear. Through your intercession, may we have the strength to choose love over bitterness and mercy over indifference. Amen. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope our story can inspire you as it has inspired me as well. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories of our saints. Please also consider becoming our member or making a one-time donation through Super Thanks to support our mission. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. See you next time, and God bless you always.